¿Cómo están, amigos de Película? Yo soy Gaby Cam, saludándolos desde Viena, Austria, donde se filmó gran parte de la película Misión Imposible, Nación, secreta.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
He's evolved, Ethan, but I think he is someone who will go with his own instincts of what's true for him, what is right in terms of how he feels about it, but always thinking about others instead of himself. Not necessarily fearless, he's not a superhero, he's very human, but will go to any extent to help others.
We get to see a lot of Benji as an agent, like a field agent at last. So
Yeah.
how was that experience for you?
My relationship with Tom is very much like Benji's relationship with Ethan. It's like, wow, it's him, it's that guy.
Yeah.
And we laugh about that all the time. But what I like about this film is that Benji is now in a position to stand up to Ethan a little bit and actually say, no, I'm going to help you whether you like it or not. And that's like my relationship with Tom now when he says to me, you've got to come and train with me now. And I'll say, no, Tom, I'm not. I'm going to bed.
La Casa de la Ópera en Viena es uno de los lugares más importantes de la película Misión Imposible, Nación, secreta. Muchas de las escenas de esta cinta se filmaron aquí. Gran parte de la persecución más importante fue en este preciso lugar, donde, por cierto, se presentan los exponentes de la ópera más importantes y del ballet también. Tienen una asistencia del 99%. La gente en Viena ama la ópera. Por supuesto, no podía quedarse atrás esta locación en Misión Imposible, Nación, secreta. For you as a director, which are the pros and the cons of having Tom Cruise wanting to do all his stunts?
The pros are many. I don't have to worry about visual effects, and the experience is much more immersive. Him doing all of those stunts really puts you in the action. The challenge is creating shots that show you that it's actually Tom.
Dicen por ahí que la agencia que llevaba la seguridad de esta película, Misión Imposible, Nación, secreta, tuvo que ser despedida para contratar una nueva porque Tom Cruise siempre quiere hacer sus propias escenas de riesgo. ¿Es esto verdad? ¿Qué ventajas tiene participar en una película como Misión Imposible, Nación, secreta? El elenco de esta cinta nos lo cuenta.
To prepare, we did about a month and a half of training, which would entail doing Pilates and running and regular training, and then we do martial arts.
You have to learn how to run with Tom Cruise, which was a real challenge.
You have to sell everything really well. So the way that you carry yourself, you have to look like you're very capable. So there's actually a lot of skill involved.
All the underwater work that they did, the takes were very long because we had no cuts in that sequence. And so the actors needed to be able to hold their breath while acting for a minute and a half, sometimes 2 or 2.5 minutes, which meant that you needed to be able to hold your breath much longer than that.
It's great to get these skill sets. I didn't have to really learn anything about sitting in a passenger seat and screaming because that just came very naturally.
Then when I got on the side, I was very excited, and the engine started. We were taxiing, and I remember we're at the end of the runway, and I'm hanging onto this thing. He's pushing that throttle forward, and we are hammering down that runway. Like, holy it was the force of it, that wind. I mean, I'm trying desperately to keep my feet on the side of that, onto the flooring there. And we did it, I guess I did it 8 times, and we changed lens, and every time they were like, let's stop it, but I wanted to make sure that we had that shot.
He can't hear, he can't see. And when we wanted to cue his line, he had a safety harness on under his clothes, so he wasn't terribly sensitive right there.
Okay.
And so the stuntman would just sort of punch him in the stomach through the window to let him know we're ready to shoot his lines.
Misión Imposible, Nación, secreta podría ser la última aventura de Ethan Hunt y de todos sus amigos conformados por Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg. Regresarán para hacer otra película. ¿Qué tiene de particular esta franquicia? This franchise has been going on for more than 2 decades. So what do you think it's the secret of keeping it updated and adding new generation fans?
A big explosion or a big car chase, it doesn't mean anything if you don't care about the people that are in danger in that situation, I think the key to it has been picking a different director every time. So you get someone who brings their stamp to it, and so each film feels like an individual chapter.
It's really challenging, and it's fun seeing an audience. You know, I want to entertain an audience. That's what I want to do in whatever kind of film that I'm making.
I have discovered from this movie that nothing is impossible.